Hey everyone, it's Sunday, May 20th, 2018, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been an excellent day, I would say pretty much perfect. I'm in a really good place and excited for a productive session as usual. It's my third day in a row of killing my timing benchmarks, particularly in the morning, which is a big win. It's been a struggle for a long time, and just happy I'm documenting this, and I just want to reward myself for doing a good job with that. And also just keep my foot on the gas. I'm realizing like I'm behind with where I want to be right now. I'm not irrevocably behind, but if I'm behind in something else, well, then I start to prioritize that more, put a little bit more time into it, assuming it's an important thing. So I'm excited that I'm going to start to optimize my music sessions a little better and start to just, really elevate the level of this practice here. So without too many platitudes to begin with, today I'm going to hit some online classes. I've been catching up with the vlogs like 30 minutes before I start this vlog. I'm dipping into the log of vlogs that I have and just catching up slowly, at least one a day. I'll probably get up to 2 a day soon so that I can obviously catch up, because if I keep making a vlog every day and I'm only uploading one, then I'm going to be 2 months behind or something. But I'm chipping into that, and honestly, like, that was weighing on me, so just moving forward at any pace there really is just, it's like, when you have that thing hanging over you, it's taking up this mental bandwidth and emotional bandwidth and like self-judgment, and like when you finally sit down and start breaking into it, it's just like you get all this energy sort of freed up. That's kind of how it feels. So I also really want to start making the vlog just better, higher quality. I just feel like the vlogs are a really competitive space right now. I don't see a lot of people doing exactly what I'm doing, like logging their process for practice, but I just realized that videos could be a lot higher quality, they could be a lot more entertaining, and I'm just sort of posing that question to myself, like, okay, how much am I willing to invest? What's the ROI on this? And like, does that make sense? Or is this just a practice tool for me to review and get some perspective on what I'm doing, which has been extremely valuable. I would strongly encourage you guys to video your practice sessions, even if it's just you talking to the camera about your thoughts. I mean, it's been really valuable for me, so something to think about. Whew. But yeah, more than anything, I think just getting to the level of success, at least the initial level of success that I want as an artist, is going to do more than anything to increase the value of the vlogs to people, because how many people want to watch someone who's not successful doing something? I mean, maybe there's a small market for that. It's like people who are into that, but I think most people, they want value out of their vlogs, and they want to know what people who are successful doing what they want to do are doing. I mean, at least that's what I want to know when I'm watching a vlog. It's like, what's this guy's story? He's so interesting. He's so successful. Like, what is he doing? What's in it for me, almost? And until I have, some real reach as an artist, I just don't know how valuable this vlog is. I mean, I'm obviously presenting a lot of information that does work, especially for my classes, and like sort of condensing those and relaying those. But I just don't know what the reach is going to be unless I decide to make the vlog either better, or just, actually become a financially successful artist, or just have a bigger audience, even just at the minimum. So those are sort of my thoughts on that at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to dive into the online class front, update you guys with what I'm doing there, going to get a guitar practice in, and then going to work on mounting some foam to the ceiling here. That may end up being sort of a multi-day project, but I'm really excited to hear how that changes the high-frequency response of the room. Even this little throw rug has made a difference with the high-frequency reflections, and I realized particularly between the desk and the floor, and this table and the floor, just softening those a little bit, tightening them up, and getting some high-end absorption. I can already feel the high-end is a little tighter in here. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions. There's really just a lot on my mind these days, so I'm trying to put as much as possible in the vlog, and I just can't help that when I'm watching them back and editing them, that like me talking for a long time is just like not that engaging. It's not that interesting, but that is like, sorry, just cracking my back. That is an important aspect of what I'm doing here, the mental game. And so anyway, let me know if you have any thoughts on that. I would appreciate them. And let's jump into the session. I'll update you guys with what I accomplished. Excellent session overall today. Hit the online class front, hit the art of vocal production class front, and watched a really good video about dynamic processing, basically compression. And I've learned a lot about compression. I've had a lot of instruction around compression, but every time I watch a new segment, I learn something new or just reinforce something. So the instructor was just introducing compression, what it does, which is really just signal attenuation. It just turns things down at a certain level that you prescribe for the machine to do. And there are 3 main parameters. The first is the threshold. That's how loud you want the signal to go before the compressor starts turning it down. The second is the ratio, which is how much, how drastic the compression is once it hits that threshold. So a ratio of 2 to 1 means every 2 dBs of input gives you only 1 dB of output, so you're cutting it in half versus a third versus a fourth, etc. Now usually a fourth is less than a half, but a 4 to 1 compression means you need 4 dB of input just to get 1 dB of output. So actually 4 to 1 compression is much heavier than 2 to 1 compression. And if you have 20 to 1 or something like that, then it's basically like, once it gets into that threshold, it's like, boom, it's game over, And then you have gain reduction, which is basically how much signal you're actually turning down. And most compressors have at least those 3, and then he talked a little bit about attack and release, but yeah, it was great. I think the main takeaway for me was the auto gain feature, which I wasn't totally sure what that was on some of my compressors, but what it is once the signal gets turned down, once the machine is like, okay, I'm turning it down now, the auto gain feature will turn the level back up a little bit to keep the level sounding more consistent, and so you get this more even effect from the compressor instead of just like boom, 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 every time it hits the threshold, you're knocking it back. So I'm going to really play around with that and experiment with that because I'm not sure exactly what I want from that, and it probably depends on whether I'm doing vocals or bass or that kind of stuff. So it's great to move forward, just move the dial a little bit on my knowledge. From there, I got a great guitar practice in. There's nothing like having enough time to just relax into it, and I'm getting a lot better with the minor pentatonics. I've realized that it's good for me to, for the last few weeks, I've been just like saying the scale degree to myself, like 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, you know, kind of thing, when I'm going around, and that really helps me orient myself in the scale, but I kind of want to take that crutch out now, and I want to be able to orient it more based on sound and feeling and emotion and get that association going so that I have the technical piece, but I also have the expressive, I guess, the more like intuitive piece, I guess. So that was really fun, and it just frees up cognitive resources for me to be more expressive as I'm playing, even though I probably do hit more wrong notes doing it that way, so I'm looking for that balance to try to get it perfect. From there, I just started doing the foam stuff I was just talking about, and it just takes time to do that stuff the right way. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is try to at least, I think I'm going to go for 3 tiles right here, 2x2 tiles, and I'm going to put the one in the middle up tomorrow, just get some measurements, put it on the wall, and then give it at least 24 hours to hang there just in case it doesn't stick, and if it doesn't stick, then I can add more to that one and to the other ones before I hang them, instead of hanging all 3 and then having them fall in. You get what I'm saying, just trying to be efficient with that. That's the whole session. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. That's what I'm out here doing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more. Can't wait.